Let's talk now about the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. So the Honorable Bryan Acheampong is the former Minister of State at the National Security. He came to public prominence when during the Ayawaso West Wogon situation because he was interviewed by the commission. But the Honorable Bryan Acheampong has come into the news again, and we took time to look at it because he's Minister of State at the Ministry of Interior, and we were worried about it. So this is the story that we have found from both sides. We'll tell you the full story, and then you can make your own determination about what you think. Now, there's a lady who is alleging and accusing the Honorable Bryan Acheampong of having taken her land. The lady lives in a house in the constituency. So Mr. Bryan Acheampong has an NGO called the Kwawu Republic. You know, he's member of parliament for Kwawu Abetifi. So he has an NGO called the Kwawu Republic. And the Kwawu Republic is seeking to develop some of the land in the constituency for purposes of the general public, recreational purposes, and educational purposes. According to their story, they spoke to the lady and said that the location of her home her home has to be relocated because it is part of the project that you're doing. So they decided to arrange compensation for the lady. So what they did was to build another house because it's her house, her home. So they built another house in the same constituency in another part of the area for the lady. According to their story, and we'll show you photographs of everything very soon. According to their story, they tried to build a much better house than what she had for her to move in. They have constructed the house and they have almost finished. And it's time for them to demolish the lady's house and then so that she moves into the other house. The problem now is that the lady is raising concerns, and she has put out a video that's gone viral, and she's alleging that Bryan Acheampong wants to actually kill her. Let's start the story from the back. So this is the house where the lady lives, to come up on the screen in a moment there. So this is the house where the lady currently lives. As you can see the inscription, the woman's old house. This is the house where she currently lives, and it is an important part of the project. So this is the project. The next photograph is the project, the entire project that you will see on the screen in a little bit, and that's a project that the Kwawu Republic is trying to develop for the entire Kwawu Abetifi area. The project will come up in a little while, and then you can see that's the entire project. So this is the project that you see. So you see there's an AstroTurf on the left-hand side, and that AstroTurf is actually where the woman's presence is. But you see all of this is the project. This is how the project will look like when it's complete. It has buildings, offices, houses, educational facility, a hospital, and also an AstroTurf for recreation. This is for the Kwawu Abetifi constituency area in Kwawu, in the eastern region, the constituency of the Honorable Bryan Acheampong. This is what he's trying to do there. If you zero in on the AstroTurf, which is where, of course, you know that there's a Kwawu United, it's a football club in Kwawu, and Kwawu people like football, and the young men like football. So if you see the next photograph, which is the AstroTurf, now that's the AstroTurf. This is being built. This is an 11-a-side AstroTurf, and it has a hotel by it, and it has dressing rooms, and it has capacity also for athletics. So you can see the athletic oval is there where they can train athletics and run. There are many secondary schools in the area. St. Peter's is in Nkwetia, that is close by there. St. Rose's is in Akwetia, also in the eastern region. You have Impraiso Secondary School is there. Kwauman Secondary School is there. And perhaps this facility will help them to develop talent in athletics in the future. The area marked yellow around the center circle is the current position of the woman's house. That's where the woman's house is. The lady in question, this is her house. This is where the house is. So the lady, you'll see her, the lady in a minute. So she has put up this video, and she's talking about how she is unable to move into the new house because Mr. Acheampong and those who built the house have put juju in there. So the story is that her pastor, according to the story, her pastor wanted to be part of the building of the new house. We would like to see the woman, so they'll show it in a minute. Her pastor wanted to be part of the building of the new house. He wanted to say a prayer at the new house when it was being constructed. From my investigations, I think that request was ignored by the people who were building, or that they didn't take it serious. They just didn't take it serious because they thought that it was not necessary. This is the lady in question, and she's the one making the allegation in the video. And in this video, she is talking about the fact that Mr. Acheampong wants to take away her property and wants to forcibly remove her from her property and actually wants to kill herself and her 3 children. She's aided in the video by another man who is said to be a rival claimant to the Kwao stool, which is now in the hands of another group. So that's the video. This is the lady that we are talking about. Nice youngish lady, very hardworking, has 3 children that she's living with. And she claims that the Bryan Acheampong is trying to take her property from her. That is the claim that she's making. And her pastor said that he wanted to be part of the new house. Her pastor wanted to pray before they build the new house, but her pastor was not allowed to pray. So the pastor is telling her that the reason why they did not allow him to pray is that they wanted to put juju in the house so that when she moves into the house, she will be bewitched and her 3 children will be killed. Let's have a look at the new house that has been constructed for her. This is the new house that has been constructed for her in the same neighborhood. According to the reports that our reporter brought to us, it's a 4-bedroom house, and each house is en suite, and this is the house almost finished that they're asking her to move in so that she can have the benefit of what they think will be a better lifestyle. Let's see the old house, and then we can make a proper comparison. Obviously, this house looks much better. This is the old house where the woman is being moved out of to be demolished for the purpose of the construction of the site and the construction of the center. But she insists that she wants to remain here, and she cannot remain here because, as I showed you, if you look at the AstroTurf again, you will notice that the position of the house, there is you see the yellow line. The yellow box over there, viewers, is the position of the house currently on the AstroTurf. So let's have a look at the new house again. So she's been moved into this new house now. But the problem is that the pastor of the woman says that he was not allowed, even though he had made the request, to say a prayer before the house was constructed. In view of that, the pastor says that they have put juju in this house, and if the woman moves into this house, she and her 3 children will die, because Mr. Bryan Acheampong and his people have put juju in the house. We think the woman needs counseling, but it's a matter for the Kwao Abetifi Traditional Council to have a look at and to deal with the matter, because it looks like a simple matter. But of course, we are all traditionally very religious, we are superstitious, and so if somebody has a problem of superstition, what the person might need is counseling, and what the pastor might also need is counseling. This is the story as we found it on the Bryan Acheampong saga, which some of you have seen on media already. If we find more, we'll tell you, but we're keeping tabs on it. We're trying to reach the woman and also reach the rival claimants to the Kwao stool who sort of assisted the woman to produce the video. And we are reaching both of them. And when we do, we'll bring you more information. Mr. Bryan Acheampong himself has refused to speak to us at this stage. He says that he doesn't want to say anything further, that he's very busy on COVID-19. Mr. Acheampong says he's busy on COVID-19. He didn't speak to us, but we have gathered all of this information. So that's what we can say about it, because some of our people were calling us and saying that, haven't you seen that Bryan Acheampong is taking somebody's land? Then you sit on TV and they are taking somebody's land and you're not saying anything about it. So we sent our people in there to have a proper assessment of the situation, and this is what we found.